What is up, guys? Tell717 here, and I'm gonna quickly mention before we get into this video, I know it's been a while since I actually last uploaded anything at all, really. I'm sorry about that. I've just been busy and I've not actually, well, I've been playing games, but I've also been playing a game called Mafia. I'm sure you've heard of it. I've been playing that a lot, and I've been focusing on that because I'm not doing that on my YouTube right now. Well, I've not been recording because I've been playing that. But anyway, yeah, so the gameplay in the background, just ignore it if you want. I just needed some gameplay. But basically, this is my top 10 races. Now, there is 10 races, so it's basically just what order I think they're good in. So every race is going to be mentioned in this. I'll try and explain as clear as possible. I know my voice isn't always as clear as I want it to be anyway. When I'm doing this, I will try and improve on it. Anyway, but that's been like a minute now, so I'll talk again at the end of the video, and goodbye. Okay, so here we are. So what I'm gonna pick for the number 10 spot, that will be the first one. Well, no, like, it's gonna go 10 to 1. I mean, I don't have time to say this, right? So in the number 10 spot, we have the Red Guards. The Red Guards. Now, the reason I'll put them right at the bottom of the list is because never, I'm going to mention this quickly, never pick a race because of their starting abilities. Like, Nords start with 2-handed at 25, Orcs start with their heavy armor at 25. Never base it off that. Base it off, it gives you a little description as you're making the new character. Base it off them. What's their special ability? That's what this is mainly based off. And the Red Guards, I can't quite remember the name. I'm sure it's Adrenaline something. Who knows? Adrenaline shot. I don't know. But basically, their stamina regenerates extremely fast. So you can. It sounds good. You can keep doing power attacks, but it really isn't that useful. I mean, once you're in the higher levels and you have more stamina anyway, it's hardly useful at all. And you can only use it once a day. So it's actually not that useful. It may sound useful, but trust me, when you're actually playing, it's not really that useful at all. And when I was having a little shot with the Red Guard, I didn't find it very good at all. But that's why it's at the bottom of the list. Yeah. Coming in at number 9, we have Imperials. Now, Imperials. So let's go for it. So they find more gold in chests or whatever. They always find more gold. It's like 5-10 pieces every single time. It's not even that much once you're higher in the game, so I don't even consider that a special thing, really. That's something useful for the very beginning, to be honest. But Voice of the Emperor is okay. It's actually basically what it is that calms an enemy down. A little bit kind of like the Nords' battle cry, but I don't think it's really as good as battle cry because, well, I don't know. I just don't find it very useful, and when I'm playing, I don't even really use it much. I just kind of ignore that one. But anyway, next we have the Argonians in number 8. Number 8. Sorry, guys. So the Argonians, they're okay. I mean, if we look, so I think they're resistant to diseases or something, but that's not. It's his skin. His skin is, again, sounds really good. I mean, you regenerate health extremely fast, a bit like the Red Guards, but with health instead. Sounds really good. But you could just use potions, and it's so much faster with potions because you could still get hit while regenerating health with the Argonian his skin thing. So it's actually not as useful as you'd think it is. So I just kind of ignore it when I'm playing with Argonian. I mean, well, I use it obviously, but it's definitely not the best one. So coming in at number 7, we have the Wood Elves, also known as the Bosmer. So the Wood Elves, they hail from Valenwood, and they are, well, it says, because as I said, don't base it off this, but their thing is archery, like 25 archery. Still, you could do that with any character. Still, you could just build it up. Anyway, So we have, I think it's command animal it's called, yeah. So they can basically get a mammoth, a bear, or anything like that to fight for them. Really good when you're out in the wild exploring, but then in caves, it's not as useful unless it's like a bear cave or something. So then they kind of become not as good a race if you're looking for a really good power to use. And it just isn't. I mean, it's not really got much use, as I say, yeah. But anyway, coming in at number 6, we have the Dark Elves, also known as the Dunmer. So the Dark Elves have a 50% resistance to fire, which is really good, especially if you're fighting a dragon or a mage that's using fire mage, or one of the dragons that spray fire. But anyway, also have Ancestors Wraith, I think it's called, and they surround themselves with fire, and everybody that goes near it takes I think it's 8 points of damage, and it just keeps on building up, obviously, as they're near you, which is pretty useful. But again, if they're not very close to you, it's not going to do anything, then it's kind of useless. So that's why maybe it could be a bit higher on this list. I don't know. Leave your comments about that. It was very hard to actually choose what the Dunmer would be, because they're an okay race, but then they're not a very good race. But anyway, they got number 6. So we're going in at number 5, which maybe I would swap the Dunmer for, definitely, is the Nord. Now the Nords, I have to give them extra points. It's their homeland in Skyrim, so it just feels right playing as one, which is what some people actually base it off. They just play as whoever's homeland is, which I used to do that a lot, definitely. But yeah, they can call upon Battle Cry to basically make enemies flee away from battle for 30 seconds. But the problem is you have to chase them, and then they just keep on going. It can sometimes be annoying, but most of the time it's pretty good. So next we have the High Elf, or the Altmer. Now the reason they got so high on the list is because if you're playing as a mage, oh my god, okay. So, High Elves, they have Highborn, which regenerates Magicka so quickly. You can literally just use like high level spells so often, because you can just keep regenerating incredibly fast. And it is like really good for mages. But then if you're not a mage, they're probably one of the most useless races, to be honest, because you've got this Magicka thing, but you're not even using it. So next we have the Breton. Now the Breton can use Dragon Skin to absorb all spells. It will not take any spell damage at all from any kind of spell, which is really useful. But again, if you're not fighting a mage, if you're fighting a Nord or something, or if you're in like the Battle of Whiterun, not really any mages in that, I don't think there is one mage, you're not gonna need to absorb spells or anything, so it's not really that useful. Next we have the Khajiit from Elsewhere. I do love the Khajiits anyway, everybody loves the Khajiits, but the reason they're actually so high on this list is because actually their special is shit. It all does is let you see in the dark, and pretty much everything's lit up anyway. And you can just use a texture mod if you want to put lighting up, so it's kind of useless. But what's got them so high on this list is their 15% or 15% extra damage with unarmed attacks. Now, unarmed attack isn't actually a skill anymore, unlike Oblivion, which is a bit unfortunate for them. But once you get the right stuff, I'm telling you, go watch some other YouTuber showing you a build for that, cheap build. And once you get that high enough, you can use unarmed attacks, and they're like good as the Dragonbone swords. They are so good if you make that build right. And that's how they got second place on this list. Number 1, if you haven't guessed already, because it's the only one that hasn't been mentioned in the video so far, is the Orcs. So let's take a look. What makes Orcs so damn high on this list? Well, there's secondary power, so you get like the main power, that's like the Khajiits can see in the dark. There's secondary power, they don't have one. So what has got them so high on this? It's their fucking main power. Oh my god, I think it's called Berserker's Rage. And basically what it does, I can't remember the amount of time, but you only take half as much damage and you do double damage. It is insane. It's just, I don't understand. The orcs are so good. And then you're also quite good at smithing, but as I said, that thing doesn't really matter. You're good at with heavy armor. But not that that matters too much anyway, because you can still put that up with any other race. But yeah, that definitely makes them top of the list, because Berserker's Rage, honestly guys, is just so good. I just don't think anything beats it. I mean, you're only taking half as much damage. So let's take a look at Bren with the dragon skin. You're only going to take half damage from it anyway, so you've already done half of what the Breton thing does. Double damage, I mean, that's just, can't argue with that. Double damage with bows, double damage with two-handed, one-handed, unarmed attacks, anything. It's insane as well. Because you're only taking half damage, you could just go straight at them. Orcs are very good. I might actually do an orc build kind of guide on what you're going to need. Because they're definitely one of my favourite races to play. Just because they're so overpowered in that aspect. But anyway, I've talked about the orcs enough now. So, yeah, this is, well, top 10. I haven't done this before. If you would like you to continue these, I can definitely improve on them for future episodes. If you think it'll actually be worth my time making, obviously I'll make better quality ones than this. This is just kind of a first time. So yeah, if you want to see me make more, please drop a like and subscribe. Sorry I haven't uploaded a while. But yeah, hope. What's your list? I mean, leave it in the comments. I want to see what you guys think the best races. Mine's is definitely Orc. I'll run you through it quickly, or in fact I'll just put it on the screen now. But it's Red Guards, Imperials, Argonians, Wood Elves, Dark Elves, Nords, High Elves, Bretons, Khajiit, and Orcs. So yep, goodbye guys, and I'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be.